Street League is off to an incredible start. 2 events, 2 winners crowned on the very last trick. First stop, Glendale, Arizona. Nyjah Huston, the winner of the very first Street League skateboarding contest. And then, Ontario, California. Here we go. That has to be the most exciting bail in the history of skateboarding. And now, Las Vegas, Nevada, where we will crown our very first overall champion. This is Street League Skateboarding. To Las Vegas, Nevada. We are at the Thomas & Mack Center for the final stop of Street League Skateboarding's DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy. And I can tell you right now, this is going to be the craziest one yet. And we've had 2 incredible contests. In the first contest, 15-year-old Nyjah Huston kick-flipped out the frontside board side on his final trick to win $150,000 in the very first Street League event. In the second stop in Ontario, California, Chaz Ortiz had a single trick, a 2.5 to win $150,000. And guess what, folks? He had the most exciting bail in skateboarding history, leaving Sean Malto the winner in our second stop in Ontario. Today's stop is going to be no different. Not only is this the final stop where we will crown another $150,000 Street League winner, but we're also going to crown an overall champion. And right now, Nyjah Huston is in the driver's seat to be the very first Street League overall champion as long as he finishes in 5th or higher. But there's guys coming after him. Shane O'Neill still has a shot to win the overall title, as well as Chaz Ortiz. So it is going to be a crazy, crazy contest. Even qualifying came down to the last couple tricks. Let's take a look at some highlights. It was Chris Cole who completely dominated the qualifying, scoring the most points in the history of Street League qualifying with 102.7. He did not miss a single trick inside the line section, and he did not miss a single trick inside the tech section. He is showing that he really, really wants to win his very first Street League event. A big story of the weekend, Sean Malto, our winner from Ontario, did not qualify, virtually leaving him out of the race for the championship. Nyjah Huston, all he has to do is place 5th or higher today, and he is our overall Street League champion of 2010. Our big story from qualifying, Greg Lutzka, Eric Huston, and Ryan Sheckler all had 1 trick to make it to the finals. First up, Greg Lutzka. Fakey flip nose grind set the bar. Next up, Eric Huston. He only needed a 2.6, but failed to make the 5.0 to switch crook. Final skater was Ryan Sheckler. He needed a 4.5, and with that backside tail slide fall, Greg Lutzka was in the finals. Luckily for Sheckler, he put it down in the last chance qualifier, just edging out Tori Pudwell and Sean Malto. Let's take a look at our qualifying results of those guys that did not make the cut. I am joined by the one and only Steve Berra. Let's take a look at who qualified, Steve.
Coming in 7th, Ryan Sheckler sneaking in with that last chance qualifier.
And again, Greg Lutzka just on the bubble. That fakey flip, fakey nose grind put him in 6th spot.
This is Paul Rodriguez, obviously going to be in the finals.
Shane O'Neill, who had a little trouble in Ontario, is back in the finals for the Las Vegas finale.
16-year-old Chaz Ortiz has a chance at taking the overall Street League title.
That is if Nyjah Huston is not on his game today, and that is unlikely.
Sitting in pole position, the #1 qualifier, Chris Cole, still looking for his first Street League title.
We are all set and ready to go. We will be right back with Street League Skateboarding's DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy right here on ESPN.
Street League Skateboarding, DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy. Brought to you by DC, skateboarding since 1994. And Monster Energy, fueled by Monster Energy.
Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding's DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy. We are inside the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are set and ready to go. Let's take a look at the format, Steve.
Format consists of 4 sections, 7 skaters, 7 attempts per section.
Each attempt is scored from a 0 to 10 by 5 different judges. Your cumulative score is what matters here. That's why every trick counts. Let's take a look at our first section. It's a unique one, Steve.
This section is different than the first 2 stops. There's no ledges, there's no rails for these guys to jump on. They are actually forced to flip their boards, and this gave a lot of guys a lot of trouble in the qualifier.
Yeah, that's very, very true, but who it didn't give trouble to is our 7 finalists, because to make this final, you have got to be able to skate everything. And a guy who really shined in that, our first rider-up, Ryan Sheckler.
Listen to that crowd, Rob.
Big kickflip. Ryan knows if you go off that center section, you're going to get way more points. That's why his kickflip got him a 5.6 there.
Hopefully Lutzka takes notice to that strategy and applies it to his own skating this section.
Yeah, guys are really going to have a choice. Go bigger off the middle or more technical on the side.
Looks like he's going a little bit bigger with a mute grab, 180.
Lutzka with a 4.3. As you can see, the guy up next is in green. The guy after him is in gray, and the dot on the left indicates whether or not they have taken their turn in this round.
More technical on the smaller bump to bump. The 360 flip, pretty flawless. I'd say his switch and regular ones look pretty much the same. It took me a second to figure out which one it was.
Yeah, another guy that you can't tell which way he's skating, Shane O'Neill. Big 360 shove it. And as always, these guys start by loading up points at the beginning of each section by doing their most consistent tricks.
Chaz with a big kickflip. Little rocket right there. Do you think that had anything to do with the bump or maybe his nerves?
I think it's a little bit to do with nerves. When the pressure starts right at the beginning of this finals, I can imagine all these guys' legs are a little shaky. Switch heel flip by Nyjah Huston. Really got to put it down, make sure that he ends up in that 5th position.
The crowd favorite, Chris Cole. You hear those guys?
They know he wants a win here. He's been qualifying in the top spot. He's just got to put it down in the finals now. He delivered. He delivered. You know he loves his airwalk. He's done one in every single contest, and you knew he was going to fly one off this big bump.
He knows the crowd loves it, too.
Back to the top of the order with Ryan Sheckler. Oh, step off 360. It almost felt like he made that. Yeah. He almost should have got a point for that, for just barely stepping off.
I blinked, and I didn't see anything but him right away.
Nice frontside 360 by Greg Lutzka.
Arguably the best frontside 360er in the world.
As far as 360ers go, he's at the top. Paul Rodriguez. Oh my gosh.
What was that, a switch flip?
That was a switch flip. Now, if you want to talk about rocket, he could have shot to the
rock.
moon on that one. I don't expect the same thing from Shane O'Neill.
No. Probably big spin. Shane O'Neill, perfect. I'd like to see Shane do that off the middle part.
It's another one of his strongest tricks. He should be doing that off the middle part. And Chaz Ortiz in the backside flip.
You can always tell when Chaz is going to the middle because he's running.
You know, full
and
speed,
pushing as hard as he can.
He gets a 6.1, takes him to the very top of the leaderboard. That's the type of tricks you got to do to stay on top here.
Is that a regular kickflip or switch kickflip, Rob?
That was a regular kickflip by Nyjah Huston, 5.4. Again, you go off the center, you're just going to get more points.
JT air, whatever you want to call it. He's grabbing his board.
He's tucking Burley like it's 1986. Let's see what Ryan Sheckler has.
That is definitely not a 1986 player. That's a massive 360 ollie. Perfect.
This is textbook backside 360. You'll see a lot of guys have that front foot fly off, not Ryan Sheckler. It is bolts beginning to end. Greg Lutzka falling behind here. He's got to start to put down some tricks with a little bit more punch in them. Like that front side big spin. Greg Lutzka 5.1, moving him back to the top of the leaderboard. Looks like Paul is coming in switch again. The way he's running, you couldn't even tell that he's skating completely backwards.
No. Perfect switch heel flip. I bet he has a better switch heel flip than he has a regular heel flip.
And again, for those at home, a switch stance trick is like basically throwing left-handed when you're right-handed. You're gonna get more points for that.
Shane O'Neill just did a switch frontside big spin. The exact same trick Greg Lutzka did,
but basically backwards is why he got rewarded with a 5.8. Beautiful. Beautiful 360 flip. Massive 6.2, one of the highest scored tricks so far of the section.
Every attempt has been off the big bump, bro.
Well, that's what you got to do to really rack up the points. That's why he's in first place.
Nyjah Huston, big spin.
Nyjah Huston is all about consistency, and he puts it down every single trick. 4.8 brings him up to third place, and as you can see, Ortiz is really building the lead from flying off that center big bump.
Backside heel flip. Looks like Chris has changed his strategy quite a bit after seeing Malto dominate stop 2.
Back to the top of the order, Ryan Sheckler for his 4th attempt. Big backside flip. I mean, a 6.4, he just got a 6.8. He is loading up points in this first section.
Lutzka going for a kickflip backside grab, taking a note from Sheckler's strategy, but came up short.
You don't want to bail. You know, you want to fly high and get those big points, but you do not want to fall.
Wow, that's disappointing. That looks like a frontside flip.
Frontside flip attempt, just could not get it fired off right there. Shane O'Neill coming in switch.
Perfect. Switch 360 flip.
6.6, you know, here it is. This is like riding completely backwards, incredibly difficult. Not many guys willing to take this risk, and he was rewarded with a 6.6. Helps Chaz flying again.
I don't even think he's going to touch the smaller part.
You know, he is one of the guys here that still has a shot to chase down Nyjah for that overall championship, so you know he really wants to win.
But so does Nyjah. If he keeps skating the way he's skating, I don't think anyone's going to catch him.
Yeah, I mean, he's first place in the first event, third in the last. You know, he's no stranger to the top.
It's highly unlikely he'll get 6 or 7.
Chris Cole, frontside 360. 5.3 moves him up into the 3rd position, back to the top of the order.
Sheckler going in a little bit easier with the Caballero with the bump-to-bump.
You know, moves him into first place. He's got to continue to build points because he's going to be there in the end.
Another grab by Greg Lutzka. It's very uncharacteristic of him, I'll have to say.
You know, I don't know if he's kind of shook by flipping his board or having 2 bails, but not going to get it done with the grabs.
There we go, switch frontside flip. He bails the regular frontside flip, doesn't even get his board cracked off, and does an easy switch frontside flip. Perfect.
Shane O'Neill heading in switch as well. Switch flip for Shane O'Neill. 5.0. Moving him up into first place. Chaz Ortiz has yet to go off the small section.
Ollie big spin.
I mean, and why bother? 6.7, you keep flying off the big section, you're going to be racking up points.
Nobody's going to catch him.
Unless Nyjah Huston really starts firing off nollie heel flip 180s over the top. Highest score trick of the entire section, much more difficult. Absolutely perfect and barely made the gap.
Wow.
Oh, Chris Cole.
Getting a little risky right there, trying to ollie over the gap to grind down the other side.
And Sheckler, big 360 flip. just building points, knowing that he's got to be there in the end to really try to make a run at his very first Street League victory.
Big frontside flip.
I mean, massive. That's what Greg's got to do. He's got to put down those big tricks, get into that 6 range to really start chasing these guys down.
Switch tray flip, P-Rod, that was perfect.
I mean, that is textbook, 6.7. You're gonna get a lot of points if you take the risk as like a switch 360 flip.
Shane O'Neill, the nollie backside flip, has not bailed once yet.
6.7 moves Shane into first place. Chaz Ortiz continues to fly off the center. Oh! Big backside 360 nollie.
That was beautiful.
6.9. I mean, he has still 6 for 6 off of the big bump, racking up the points in this first section. Beautiful nollie 360.
Nyjah with a nollie heel flip.
He's maintaining that 100% consistency, but you can see Ortiz pulling away from these guys because he's doing all the big tricks off the center bump.
Chris Cole taking his front foot off on purpose with that 360 ollie.
At the end of the 6th attempt, that 5.8 puts him in 6th position. Sheckler on his final attempt of this section, sitting in 4th.
Perfect frontside half-cab flip.
Great section for Ryan Sheckler. 6.7, 35.1 points. He's looking real good at the beginning of this contest.
Greg Lutzka looks like he's going for the middle. Kickflip Melon grabs it this time, puts a little bit of the old with a little bit of the new.
It looked good. I mean, that was a pretty nice torqued out melon.
That was. P-Rod bail on the frontside flip again.
You do not want to bail on your fundamental tricks that should rack you up points.
Shane O'Neill with the nollie backside heel. That makes it a flawless section for him.
That 6.8 moves him into first place. Chaz Ortiz also flawless to this point.
And he will remain flawless.
That 360 shove it gives him a 4.9. He is tied with O'Neill for first place. Backside flip by Nyjah Huston,
who also has a flawless section, but is not doing as hard a tricks as the other guys.
He has fallen 5 points behind the leaders right now.
Closing up this section, Chris Cole with a 360 flip. He was our top qualifier, but he is no longer in the top spot.
He is 10.3 points behind our leaders, Shane O'Neill with a flawless first section and Chaz Ortiz, both with a 40.9. We will be right back with the line section, but first, let's take a look at some practice footage from the DC camp. Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding's DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy.
Currently in first place is 16-year-old Chaz Ortiz, skating completely flawless in the first section.
He is tied with Australian Shane O'Neill, and they virtually skated with identical points, 100% consistency, both with a 5.8 average, doing really, really difficult tricks.
The rest of the leaderboard is as follows. Huston in 3rd, Sheckler 4th, Lutzka, Cole, and rounding out the bottom, a big surprise, Paul Rodriguez.
No surprise is Nyjah Huston, skating flawless, sitting in the 3rd position. He knows that he's got to get 5th or better to win the overall championship. This nollie heel flip 180 was the highest score trick of the entire section with a 7.0.
Next up, we have the line section.
The line section, you're required to do 2 different tricks. This one's a lot different from our previous ones. This is high to low. So we have the handrail, you can flip into the bump, then you gotta hit the ledges or hit the long rails on the outside.
We are set and ready to go with Paul Rodriguez as our first skater in this section.
Paul is currently in 7th position. That's why he is starting first, 14 points behind the leader.
Perfect. Frontside tailside, just switch crooked around on the ledge off the stairs.
He's certainly capable of making up some ground here, but he's got to stay consistent.
Chris Cole, our top qualifier, sitting at the bottom of the pad. Not bad. What would you call that first trick, Rob?
I mean, I would just call that the Chris Cole.
It's right, right?
He skates his completely own style. He does unique tricks. He has 2 tricks that no one else in skateboarding does. But, man.
Oh! Now, does that count, Rob? Is he going to get some points from that?
That is a 0. You are required to hit both sets of obstacles. You cannot do a little skippy ollie off the side.
Looks like Sheckler went for the fakey 5-0 and couldn't quite get it on there. Just did a fakey 50-50. He's still going to get some points for it.
3.8 is better than a 0.
Big spin frontside board slide to nollie crooked grind. Perfect.
Skating solid as usual. 5.6 moves him into the top spot with O'Neal and Ortiz to go.
360 shove it into the bank. Nollie crooked grind off the ledge.
5.3, a little bit lower. The judges weren't really feeling like the 360 shove it was comparable to the big spin front board.
Chaz still keeping it up with a flawless ride so far. 360 flip into the bank, frontside blindside.
He doesn't do easy tricks. He just refuses to miss because he knows he's got to stay consistent to be there in the end.
Switch frontside tail to frontside nose blunt slide. And looks like he slid out on that.
Yeah, it's a tough trick on the inside of the ledge. Frontside feeble. Oh, hanging on to the nose grind. 5.5, moving him up the board. He's got some work to do to get back in that top spot.
Lutzka again making that frontside 270 to Smith.
Gets a 5.1 because despite doing a really hard trick at the top, Smith grind's a much more basic trick, so you get them averaged together, that's just not going to get you a lot of points.
Oh, going up top with a front feeble across the whole bar. Sheckler, I don't see him do front feebles very often.
Well, it's clear that if you skate that top bar, you are going to get a lot more points.
Kickflip back lip.
Hanging on the crooked grind.
Wow.
That's going to be a big score. 6.2, moving him up to the top position.
Seemed like the bar trended in the last 3 attempts.
Well, they see the scores going up if you choose to do a trick there. So those guys are making it happen.
Wow, that looked really easy for him, despite getting on it a little sketchy.
Yeah, and he nollie kickflip 180, switch tail 360, gets you a 6.3. Oh, hanging on.
Chaz kind of falling out of that backside 180.
Chaz Ortiz and Shane O'Neal going trick for trick right now.
There's the frontside nose blunt side of P-Rod. Perfectly nose blunted on that thing.
Let's see if that doesn't get P-Rod going. A 6.0 is just what he needs right now.
Switch front tail. Blunt slide. Chris Cole keeping it going.
So far, flawless in this section, a 5.5.
Another switch front tail.
Regular tail, man, just trying to fly out too much, landed too heavy.
Got a little bit of wheel bite.
The kickflip front board. Hanging on to the backside tail slide. Ryan Sheckler with 5.2, moving up into third. 3 guys left in this run.
Switch frontside 5-0. Switch backside 5-0, showing his versatility here.
5.6 moves Nyjah Huston into the lead with O'Neal and Ortiz to go.
Big spin front board. Another switch front tail, this time on the ledge. That puts Shane O'Neal in first place.
Big spin frontside board slide to fakie. A really difficult trick to start a line off with.
Chaz Ortiz with the kickflip board slide, sagging a little bit. Makes up for it with a tail slide, 270 out, wow.
6.1 moves him up into the second position, still almost a full point behind Shane O'Neal.
I don't think I've seen anyone nollie crook the rail on the line section yet.
It's tough, it's a tall rail, short runway.
Switch backside lip. Oh, he had no speed. Switch cookie grind and popped out before he had a chance to stop.
5.7, he is chasing down the leaders right now.
There's that switch front tail. Oh, Smith grab 180. Pulled that one out instead of a tail side 180. Pulled it off. The crowd liked that one.
Crowd like the Smith grind 180. Still, he's 17 points behind our leaders.
Caballero. Oh!
Yeah,
that's scary when you hit
chest.
the wax on top of a ledge.
I mean, that's the quickest way to your back.
Yep.
Oh, hanging on to it.
Let's see how that scores. A 2.8.
I mean, you get a 2.8, but when you land that sketchy, despite it being, look at the crowd. The crowd's booing right now.
Those are some hard tricks, but not done very pretty.
Shane O'Neal still flawless to this point. The 4.7 moves him to 63.5.
Back tail. Whoa, man. He sagged on the back Smith backside 180 and sagged on the front Smith 180.
You know, but he is still...
That's a testament to his ability to hang on.
Indeed it is, and he is in second position. Oh, Paul. 21 points behind the leader, could not afford to fall there. There's Cole.
Oh, Chris Cole
nice.
wanted to push right there, but
he didn't need it. Switchback tail 5.5. He's really making some ground up in this section. That's good. Ollie no slide. Oh! Ow. Looks like it hurt. Yeah, he's stepping up a little shaken. Lutzka, another guy couldn't afford to fall. Oh! Oh! Really sketchy backside 5-0. Hung on to that backside Smith grind. I mean, you can see him. He got loose and is just hanging on.
He is pushing
toe
it
dragging
right there.
Popping it off. 5.3. Crucial land for Ryan Sheckler there.
Switch front board. Fakey 5-0, popped out about a foot before the end.
Making it much more difficult, gets a 5.3. Oh, his very first fall. Look at the shock.
Wow, he has got to be disappointed.
You know, I think these guys that are used to making it every time, it's pretty shocking when they fall on their very first trick. Oh, man.
Up until this point, both Shane and Chaz were flawless.
I mean, opening the door for Chris Cole and Nyjah right there on our 6th or 7th attempt right now.
Perfect switch crooks.
Switch backside 5-0. Paul's really got to start putting it down. Like it's to the point now where he can't really afford to fall many more times. Oh! Nobody.
I want to see the score on this.
Nobody skates like Chris Cole. I mean, it's just, he skates completely different. Manualing across and down to no slide across the ledge. The judges reward the creativity with a 6.0, moving him all the way into the first position for the first time in this event.
Lutzka, kickflip front board to a back tail fakie. Looks like he's struggling a little bit, but he stayed on.
Ryan Sheckler. Cavalario. There's the switch 5-0 down.
Bet that felt a lot better than the last one.
Nyjah Huston with an opportunity to jump into first place right now. Kickflip front board slide. Ollie heel flip 180. That certainly is going to move him above everybody. 66. Shane O'Neill and Chaz Ortiz really opened up the door with those 2 falls. Wow, Ollie 360 flip.
No slide, big spin out.
I mean, that's got a 6.5. That's one of the most difficult lines that we have seen so far in the section.
Even though he didn't hit the rail, it still scored him high.
I mean, a nollie 360 flip in competition of any sort is very rare.
Yeah. Chaz, cookie grind. Backside, tailside. He didn't like the fall in his last go, so he went with the basics on this one.
Still moved him into the 3rd position. Our final attempt in the line section. Oh, Carl Rodriguez, another crucial bail.
Chris Cole's made up some ground.
He has skated flawless, is what he needed to do to get back in this. Oh, hanging on to the backside Smith grind.
That puts him up in 2nd behind Shane O'Neill, but we got 5 other guys to go. I think turning around in the middle of the runway kind of messed him up there.
There's not much room there. You really can't, you really don't have the time to turn around. Ryan Sheckler needs this one. That's a crucial bail for him there. Like, these final attempts for these guys, they're good for the psyche. They set the precedent of where you go into the next section, how you're doing halfway through the contest. Nyjah Huston knows that. Kickflip backside 5-0, a 5.9, moves him into 1st position with Shane and Ortiz still to go. Oh, hanging on.
Oh, makes up for it with the switch tailside big spin. Puts him in 1st with a 5.3. Not bad for having a sketchy switch 360 flip.
Chaz Ortiz currently in 4th. The leader coming into this section. Oh, frontside feeble, nose slide, big spin out. Gets him a 5.1, but only good enough for 3rd place. He drops 2 spots while Chris Cole makes up 2 spots. We are set and ready for the technical section. Let's see if Shane O'Neill can hang on to the lead. We will be right back. Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding's DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy here on ESPN. We just finished the line section where we watched Chris Cole skate with 100% consistency and gain 39.2 points, moving him from the 6th position to the 4th position.
Also skating at 100% consistency is Nyjah Huston. He has not missed a trick yet, but even though he's skated at 100%, he's still in 2nd place.
Yeah, a really, really strong line showing with Nyjah Huston. Sitting in that 2nd position, he's still right there for the shot at the overall title, especially with Chaz Ortiz dropping to 3rd. Chaz has got to win the event, and Huston finished 6th or 7th for Chaz to be the overall title. But despite finishing in 3rd place in that line section, Shane O'Neill sits atop the leaderboard for one reason. He is doing harder tricks than everyone else out there. He is skating with a 5.8 landing trick average with tricks like this nollie nose slide to big spin out, nollie half cab flip, to switch tail to 270 out is the reason why he is sitting in 1st place right now.
And just behind Shane O'Neill is Nyjah Huston, Chaz Ortiz, and Chris Cole, separated by only 2 points, while Sheckler, P-Rod, and Greg Lutzka fall way behind.
We are all set for the 3rd section. It is the technical section. This is basically a bench with a curved ledge on top. They will gain points from either skating the bottom or going big across the top.
First up in the technical section is Greg Lutzka.
A lot of ground to make up. And this is one of his weaker sections. It's going to be tough for him.
He's almost 30 points behind.
Score of a 3.8, moving him into 6 for the time being. But he could definitely make it up because he is a strong technical skater. 5.0, there you go.
Absolutely. Sheckler, I would say this section is probably one of his weakest sections.
But you know, he's really, in the last contest, really skated strong. Backside split on to backside tail slide, it's, you know, 5.1. Like, he's really impressed me in the technical section so far this season. I didn't expect him to have quite the ledge game that he does have.
I didn't either.
This cold, big 5-0 across the top. Now you gotta understand, 4.7 for a very simple trick, but doing any trick across that big ledge that's curved is really difficult, so the guys know if they skate it, they're gonna get some extra points.
Chaz Ortiz throwing out a little style there at the end.
5-0 grind to switch crooked grind gets him a 4.9.
Nyjah set himself up for nollie crooked grind.
Nollie crooked grind, strong trick, but on a ledge section, as you can see, a 3.5, it's just not gonna get you any points. Shane O'Neill is a dominating technical skater. As you can see right there, his first trick, a nollie flip nose slide, 5.6. Not many guys are even flipping to nose slide or grind out here. Back to Lutzka. Nose blunt slide on the edge of the ledge.
That was a nice looking nose blunt slide.
Really clean, but just not going to get the points that he's going to need. Paul Rodriguez. Flawless switch backside tail slide.
But he's still almost 23 points behind the leader, Shane O'Neill.
Yeah, the guys in the back have got to make up some ground. Sheckler.
One sliding the entire bench.
4.9. You're going to get a lot more points when you do a trick completely end-to-end on this ledge. Whoa! Unless you do a really, really technical trick, 6.0, a backside 180 to switch frontside crooked grind back forward. That is incredibly difficult.
Back tail big spin by Chaz. Now that, even though you go end to end, that's a difficult trick with a 6.1.
Anytime you big spin out of a backside tail slide, you're taking a risk, and he got rewarded for it. Switch nose grind, hop out early. With that, he's got an 80.2 behind Chris Cole with an 80.5, Shane O'Neill with an 80.9. These guys are all really, really close right now.
Looks like Nuggets got some fans in the crowd screaming his name right before he goes.
I don't know if you're really supporting a guy if you scream at him in the middle of a trick as opposed to screaming when he's done. Greg Lutzka. There you go.
Front tail, 270 out.
Big trick for Greg, gets him a 5.1. Paul Rodriguez sitting in 7th.
Switch front board. Even though he didn't go end to end right there, it was such a hard trick. That's why he got scored so high.
Yeah, and a frontside and one-side switch is one of the most difficult tricks in skateboarding.
Coping dance right there.
I mean, I'm going to say it again, like, Brian Sheckler is impressing me with his ledge game out here.
Absolutely.
Big tail slide. I mean, he just skates like a man. He manhandled that bench.
Absolutely.
5.7. Moving him into the 2nd position. I mean, Shane O'Neill falls once, and Chris Cole's going to be right on him.
That's a tough fall for Chaz right there.
Yeah, he really relies on his consistency. He can't afford to miss too many tricks. Nyjah Huston.
Wow, that is the first trick he's missed this entire event.
You can see in his body language, he didn't expect to fall whatsoever.
He could not afford that.
Oh!
Ollie flip, no slide, big spin.
You know the crowd loves it. They know how difficult that is. 7.1. This is his go-to when it comes to incredible difficulty. That's why you get a 7.1. You nollie flip to nose slide and big spin to out. That's putting a lot of pressure on Chris Cole. He has opened up nearly an 8-point lead.
Front blunt, Lutzka. 4.0. Again, he's got to step it up. At this point, I don't think there's any chance of him getting to the top 3.
Yeah. He's 31 points behind the leader. Rodriguez, nollie nose blunt slide, 5.1.
Sheckler with a crooked grind on the top of the bench.
I mean, big crooked grind, 4.7. He's staying consistent. He knows his strengths, the big section. He's just got to stay within a handful of points of the leaders, and he can chase them down. Oh, incredibly difficult.
Frontside half cab, frontside blunt side to fakie.
Gives him a 6.1. He's applying pressure to Shane O'Neill.
There's Chaz's half cab nose side 270. He bailed that last time around, which was a big surprise.
Still, 4.7 moves him into 3rd position. Let's see what Nyjah has. Kickflip, backside tail slide. That is his strongest technical trick so far. He definitely needs those bigger scores to keep up with these guys at the top. O'Neill.
Oh! Shane O'Neill making it that much easier for Chris Cole to stay on his heels.
I mean, that's what Chris Cole wants to see, especially going into their 5th try here in this section. You know, it's going to give a lot of confidence to Chris Cole to know that he's really chasing down Shane O'Neill right now.
That's right. He's only about 1.5 points behind.
Rodriguez, switch backside tail slide to shove it, 6.2. You know, putting some distance on Lutzka and chasing down Sheckler right now.
Who's chasing down Huston. Oh! Kickflip back tail, faking across the whole bench. That was nice.
5.8. Sheckler chasing down Ortiz. Oh! I mean, he dragged his tail. That's
a tough one for Chris. He could have got.
Yeah, I mean,
he could have opened a big lead right there.
You know, the 2.7, you crooked grind, try to manual, and you touch your tail, you're going to get a really low score. Whoa! That is the epitome of technical. Half cab nose slide, hopping all the way around to backside tail slide. Chaz Ortiz with a 6.7. Huston, kickflip backside nose grind. The guys are really going for it right now in these last couple tries of this section.
Yeah, it looks like they're really stepping up their technical game. Shane O'Neill is no different with a nollie flip crooked grind. Perfect. Huston likes that one.
You know, I mean, this is really shaping up to be a head-to-head battle of Shane O'Neill and Chris Cole right now. Lutzka having some trouble on that fakey flip, fakey nose grind that won him his spot in this finals.
Oh! P-Rod switch flip, switch back tail, goes into 5-0 first.
I mean, that's 2 back-to-back big scores for Paul. The switch flip backside tail slide, one of the most difficult tricks that you could do on a ledge.
Sheckler, back Smith, kickflip out. He's pushing it. Yeah.
Going for it. I mean, all these guys are really pushing it in their last couple attempts here.
You don't normally see him do that.
Chris Cole, another one of Chris Cole's original tricks. You only find him out here doing backside 180 switch back Smith grinds.
Oh, Chaz could not afford that to bail on that kickflip backside tail slide.
You could tell by him jumping around right there. He knew it. He knew that was critical. Nyjah Huston needs to stay with these guys. Ollie heel flip nose slide. That's going to get him some points. 5.0. He's definitely stepped it up from the beginning, skating in that 5-point average. Shane O'Neill, I mean, 7-1, 6.3. Switch flip back tail slide is a 6.9.
That was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely perfect. He is far and above the most technical skater here. He is 7 points ahead of Chris Cole going into our final attempt. There it is. Fakey flip, fakey nose grind. Good final trick for Gray, gets him a 5.9. Let's see how P-Rod can close it out. Oh!
Frontside tail slide, heel flip out. I've seen him make it many times.
Yeah,
and the other
real consistent with that trick.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh, man, you can hear Sheckler scream on that one. He wants it back, man. That's a really tough trick, and he really needed that.
One of my favorite tricks right there. Backside 180, fakey nose grind, 180 out.
5.9. Such a good-looking trick. You know, and he's sitting strong. He's sitting real strong right now in the second position. Kickflip 5-0. Chaz Ortiz with a 4.8 knows that he can still make up some ground in the big section. Oh, Nyjah.
Looks like he was trying to go to truck.
Did not get it. Our final attempt. Final skater Shane O'Neill in the lead by 1 point. Let's see what he's got to close it out. Oh, man.
I've seen him make that all day.
There you have it. Despite that final fall, he is still leading the way. He has led the entire contest, but Chris Cole has chased him down. Just over a point behind him. We are ready for another exciting finish here at Street League Skateboarding's DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy on ESPN. Welcome back to Street League Skateboarding's DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy. We are set for another Street League barn burner, and I mean that in the realest way. The technical section proved to be a very, very big section for Chris Cole. He worked his way back from 6th place after the first section to 4th place after the line section and all the way to 2nd place after the technical section.
Despite skating with just a 71% consistency rate, Shane O'Neill maintained his lead with a 6.4 average landed trick score. And not only that, he had the best trick of the contest with a 7.1.
Well, Shane and Chris Cole are about to battle it out right now in the big section, but let's listen to what Chris has to say about his favorite skaters inside Street League.
This league has the best of the best. The guys that are winning are the younger, new blood in skateboarding that are flying the flag and taking the reins. Nyjah is such a strange case because he's 15 years old and he's out there and he lands everything. Chaz Ortiz, you forget that he's young because he's so calm around, you know, the biggest names in skateboarding. And then he also rips. Malto is my favorite. His whole demeanor is perfect as far as, you know, a dude that you'd want to skate with. His consistency level is, I mean, that's unheard of. Well, Chris Cole, that guy, no good. He wants to win at this last stop, but at the end of the day, you know, he has a lovely family that he loves very much, and they take care of him, and that's the most important part. It's weird to talk about me like I'm not me. I'm Chris Cole.
Chris Cole is way too humble. We are all set. After 3 sections, Shane O'Neill is sitting atop the leaderboard with a 107.1, closely followed by Chris Cole. As in all Street League events, it comes down to the big section. Who can put it down when it really matters? In our 2 previous events, the contest was determined by the final trick, and we are set to have another historic ending. We have a 2-man battle, 1 point separating Shane O'Neill and Chris Cole. Our other story, Nyjah Huston. It looks like he's going to be our overall champion. Stick around for the final section. The big section is next. It is down to the final section. It has turned into a 2-man battle between Shane O'Neill and Chris Cole. But our other story, Nyjah Huston. He is currently sitting in 3rd place. He needs to place 5th or better, and he is our overall champion. But like every time in a Street League contest, the biggest change happens in the end on the big section. We're not sure how it's going to unfold, but we know it's going to be exciting. Let's take a look at how we got to where we're at right now.
In the creative section, it was Shane O'Neill and Chaz Ortiz, both 100% consistent and both tying for 1st place after the 1st section.
Despite falling into 6th position after the 1st section, Chris Cole came back, won the line section, and moved up to the 4th position. But it was Shane O'Neill who continued to dominate and stay in 1st place after the line section.
Not only did he win the line section, but he also won the technical section. Chris Cole pulling out all the stops, like a frontside half cab, frontside blunt side to fakie, to come hot on the heels of Shane O'Neill.
That is right. After 3 sections, Chris Cole down by just over a point. This is one of his strong sections, but so is it for Shane O'Neill. This is the big section. These guys do their biggest, hardest, sketchiest tricks in this section, and it always comes down to who can land the hardest stuff when it matters. We are set to go. Greg Lutzka, 7 tries left, $150,000 on the line.
Lutzka starts it off with a backside lip slide down the big rail.
4.2 in this section. I expect these guys to be going way bigger. We're going to be seeing some 6s and 7s coming up here. Clean frontside fever by Paul Rodriguez. 5.0. Moving Paul into the 5th position. Looks like a battle between him and Sheckler.
Oh, Sheckler, fakey ollie, fakey lip down the rail, sketching out a little bit. Still got a good score, not bad, 5.7.
Yeah, 5.7. He's definitely, his strongest section is the big section, and you can expect him to make up a lot of ground here. Chaz Ortiz.
Whoa, coming out strong with a kickflip front board down the rail.
Chaz gets a 5.4, still right there, only 3.6 points behind. Nyjah, another really strong skater in the big section.
Oh!
Man, he's devastated. I mean, he knows, at this point, in his position, you have to make every trick.
That's exactly what Chris Cole is going to go for.
I mean, he has to. Like, right now, it's between Shane O'Neill and Chris Cole, and both these guys have to put pressure on each other by not missing any tricks. That's the only way for Chris Cole to win. Ollie frontside board slide. Perfect. Extremely difficult, 5.6. Putting a little bit of distance between himself and Chris Cole right now.
Lutzka, frontside nosebleed side, just like Cole.
5.0. We are into our 2nd trick of 7 right now. All Rodriguez, always strong in the big section, has one of the deepest bag of tricks. Oh, nose grind.
Wow, that was perfect.
I mean, getting the score for it too, a 6.0. Moves him up over Sheckler into 5th place. Oh, big fakey flip.
That was perfect.
6.7. This is incredibly difficult. Get up over that bar, still carry the distance, and take that drop. I mean, this is why Sheckler shines in the big section. He does have some of the biggest tricks in the game. And so does Chaz Ortiz. Kickflip, backside lip slide.
6.6.
I mean, this is when the energy starts heating up for these guys because they know they can make up a lot of ground by doing really big tricks in this section.
Nyjah.
Followed up by Nyjah's kickflip back lip. He gets a 6.5, and he, again, is up into that 4th place position. Chris Cole, gotta make the tricks, and that's what he's doing. That's a conservative strategy. A switch frontside board slide still gets him a 4.7. 3 points ahead of Shane O'Neill, who has to make a trick or he loses the lead for the first time. Oh, no!
Wow.
Oh, the door has just been opened.
I think the entire place was surprised by that.
I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on Shane now, who knows he cannot bail any more tricks.
It puts Chris in a good position. He can stay strong, but doesn't have to pull out the gnarliest tricks to still put pressure on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's really on Shane. P-Rod does a nice gnarly frontside feeble, moving him up into the 5th position with that 6.7. But it puts a lot of pressure on Shane to do really hard tricks to put the pressure back on Chris Cole. We know Sheckler's got hard tricks. Oh, my! Big frontside half cab flip, 7.4.
That is 2 bangers in a row for Ryan
Just
Sheckler.
unbelievable, just manhandling that bar right now. 7.4, the highest trick so far of the contest. Chaz Ortiz. Oh man, that is just, he was right there with these guys. You know, at 110, he still had a fighting chance, but he could not afford to bail. Oh, big time trick. Backside 270 ollie to lip slide, 8.1. That is the highest score trick of the entire event, entire street league for that matter.
That is incredible how consistently he can do that trick, especially with how hard it is.
Oh my, fake ollie to switch frontside board slide, 6.8. He's definitely not taking the conservative route right now. He sees that this contest could be his, and he is putting all the pressure on Shane O'Neill right now.
He's almost a full 10 points ahead. Wow.
Oh, hanging on. 6.5, a must-make for Shane O'Neill, and everybody out there knows that he had to hold on to that one to have any shot at chasing down Chris Cole. Oh,
Lutzka having a hard time in the big section. Lutzka having a hard time in the finals all day.
Yeah, but going for the big stuff here in the end. Oh, Rodriguez. Oh.
Looks like he got a little wheel bite there.
One of his go-to tricks, incredibly difficult. You won't find anybody else trying to switch back, lip that rail but Paul Rodriguez. Oh, my.
Even though we're seeing a lot of bails, we're seeing some incredibly hard tricks that these guys are bailing on. This is incredible.
Sheckler only goes for the win, and he was trying to push it on all levels.
There's Chaz nollie back lip.
It's a little bit too late for the conservative approach in this big section.
Exactly. Chaz is going to have to throw something a lot bigger and better next time.
But the 5.5 does move him into 3rd position. Oh, big switch heel flip. I mean, that's
now
tough.
We're back down to Shane O'Neill and Chris Cole again.
Chris Cole has to continue.
360 ollie over the bar.
Oh my goodness.
Foot glued to the board.
Huge backside 360 ollie.
Sketchy, but
holding on.
hanging on. Look at that.
7.0.
Let's see what Shane has for him.
Oh, big spin frontside board slide.
Oh my gosh.
Woo! I mean, these guys are forcing each other to keep stepping it up because they know they have got to stay neck and neck for them to have a shot at it in the end. Only 3 points separate them right now.
The pressure is definitely on between the two. Lutzka still having a hard time with that frontside flip.
Man, I just cannot believe that these two guys are putting on this level of a battle, man. These are two guys that really, really want to win it. Here we go, Ryan Sheckler going for broke on every trick right now. Oh, man.
He's a little scared right there. That could have ended up
Really
not pretty.
bad. Yeah, you do not want to fall backwards onto that rail. Oh, big frontside big spin by Chaz. I mean, every one of these guys is feeling the energy right now and really trying to push it.
That's the thing about all the tricks these guys are doing. I don't think people really understand the level of difficulty.
Big kickflip frontside board slide by Nyjah. Moving him back into the third position. But here is our battle. Shane O'Neill and Chris Cole. They have to continue to land tricks to put pressure on each other all the way to the end now. There it is. The ollie over to Willie grind. It is one of Chris Cole's specialty tricks, 6.3. Putting it back on Shane O'Neill. He has got to do something really difficult now. Oh!
Ollie, big spin down the stairs. Wow.
6.8. He is only 2.1 points behind right now.
Shane O'Neill was in the lead the entire time, and now we're down to 2 tries left, and he is trailing Chris Cole. I wonder what he's thinking right now.
I mean, the thing that he's thinking is, how could I be leading this event all the way? Chris Cole being 6th after the line section, and he has chased me down. Oh, Paul struggling with that switchback lip. Ryan Sheckler just missed 2 tricks in a row after really putting it down.
Wow.
Caballero backside lip slide, 8.2. That is the single highest score in the history of Street League skateboarding. That is an insanely difficult trick.
Arguably one of the most beautiful tricks.
I mean, Ryan Sheckler may be out of the win, but he is putting it down for the crowd. Ooh. Chaz Ortiz having trouble again. And those 2 misses in a row really opening up for Nyjah in that 3rd position. Nyjah doesn't close him out. But here's the real story. Chris Cole, Shane O'Neill, their second to last attempt. They have got to continue to put pressure on each other. That is how you do it. That is how you do it. An 8.0 backside 360 ollie to lip slide.
Oh my God.
Woo! Woo! Shane O'Neill has got to answer.
He does. Nollie backside heel down the set. Wow.
7.7. I mean, it is an absolute trick for trick battle right now for the $150,000. I mean, it is both of these guys 100% on the line. They've got to make both their tricks. Even if Chris Cole does a basic trick, Shane could still come over top of him and take this at the very end. Unreal. Unreal that it is just this close.
Once again.
Paul Rodriguez. Switch backside lip slide. That one's for the crowd.
They're offside.
You know, they know Paul's out there putting it down. Another tough day out here. You know Sheckler's about to try something crazy because he is all about putting on a show. Oh, man. I probably would have exploded if he would have put that one down. Caballero flip over that bar.
4 people left.
4 people left. Right now, Chaz Ortiz has a shot of taking out Nyjah Huston. Chaz Ortiz, strong performance, and he will end up in 4th position. And this is a victory ride for our overall champion of 2010, Nyjah Huston with a nollie crooked grind. That is it, the overall champion. But it comes down to this. Chris Cole and Shane O'Neill, 1 trick apiece.
Did you see Shane O'Neill do a switch flip backside 180?
He's just warming up. Chris Cole.
Kickflip over the round. That is the last thing I would ever.
He's killing himself right now. He knows Shane O'Neill only needs a 2.4. He's wasting no time.
That's how that was the smartest move he could have made all day.
Shane O'Neill has won the final stop of Street League Skateboarding's DC Pro Tour, fueled by Monster Energy and $150,000. Look at him just attacking him. Oh my. Chris Cole knows he still won $80,000. What an insane contest. Chris Cole, Shane O'Neill, head-to-head battle. We will be right back to talk to both of them, including our overall champion, Nyjah Huston.
Street League Skateboarding DC Pro Tour fueled by Monster Energy. Brought to you by DC, skateboarding since 1994. And Monster Energy, fueled by Monster Energy. And Bing, Bing and Decide.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we please give it up for all the finalists in today's competition? Now, this is our 3rd contest in a row where it has come down to the wire. Only today, it was Chris Cole and Shane O'Neill. Chris Cole, you had it all the way to the end there, the kickflip over the rail. Do you have any regrets?
Yeah, the kickflip over the rail.
I mean, what was going through your head as that thing hit your feet?
I was like, don't go backside. Like, as I was riding up, I was like, kickflip over the rail. That's not that hard. I'll just do something.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I almost jumped out of my seat when you hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? I felt guilty. Incredible skating today. Congratulations on the 2nd place, Chris Cole. This is a true rookie right here. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give it up for our winner, Shane O'Neill? I mean, it is a storybook situation here. You are a rookie pro. You got 2nd place in the first one. Did not make the finals in the second one, which is absolutely unheard of, but you redeemed yourself on a single trick. What was going through your head as you were battling trick for trick, Chris Cole?
I remember exactly what Chaz did last week, so I didn't do that.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Like, what were you thinking? As soon as he bailed and you knew that it was wide open for you, what was your immediate thought?
I just went straight away because I saw Chaz like wait, and the crowd went crazy, and then he kind of like probably got nervous, so that's it.
I'm saying, if you guys didn't notice, he didn't let, as soon as Chris fell, he was like, I'm not gonna let people build this up on me, I'm just gonna go. And there you did it, a backside lip side of the 4.2. Congratulations to our newest Street League winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Shane O'Neill. Let's give it for him one more time.
What an intense showdown between Shane O'Neill and Chris Cole to wrap up the 3rd and final stop of Street League Skateboarding for 2010. Shane O'Neill takes Vegas, but it's Nyjah Huston who takes it all. And he's down on the floor right now with Rob.
We have an overall champion of the 2010 Street League. Now, he had to place 5th or higher. He won one, didn't qualify, was the last chance qualifier, got 3rd in the last event, and got 3rd today. All he had to do was get 5th place, and he was our champion. So not only is he the first ever Street League overall champion, but he gets this incredible iced out Nixon watch right there. Okay, and we're getting him a matching ring to go with it. So congrats, let's give it up for Nyjah Huston for being our first overall champion.